Afternoon, everybody. Welcome back. We're going to be working on a really fundamental combination that can be used both gi and no gi. The Kimura sit-up sweep guillotine combination is a super fundamental combination, but very, very effective. And we're going to just go through the motions on that. Give you guys some thoughts on how I like to use them, yeah, that's pretty much it. So we've been working on this breakdown. We've been working on breaking our partner down all week. We're going to do the same thing today. This time we're actually going to move to the side just a little bit here. So I want them to get a better angle on this because it's going to be a little bit harder for them to see. So the basic Kimura setup sweep and guillotine combination is this one, is the prayer block. And the reason why it's called a prayer block is because your hands come to the center in a praying motion, then you open up your hands. So the traditional way of doing this is my hands come underneath, I bring my hands into a praying motion, and then I push her hands out to the side. Usually she's leaning forward, her hands come onto the mat, then I choose a side, doesn't matter which. I sit up and I start working my attacks. But this time we're going to do it from the same setup we've been using. We want to use that the broken down posture game, and we're going to add more attacks, add more sweeps onto that broken posture game because there's a lot of options in there. And like I said, it gives you a lot more diverse game and a lot more dangerous game. So once again, from here, I'm sitting up, hands come behind the head in that plumb motion. I'm lifting up ever so slightly and then pulling my partner forward. From here, now, if you notice, her hands are not on the mat. And typically when we set up our Kimura, at least when we first learn setting up the Kimura, we put our partner's hands on the mat. But her hands are not here. And if I try to grab a hold of her wrist here and then get my arm up over for my Kimura setup, all she's got to do is keep her head in the middle of my chest. And now I can't get over here. So what I'm going to do is I need to get out of the way of her head. So I'm going to actually swim my hand in a little bit, and I'm going to push the arm out to the side. Now, when I first learned to do Kimuras, we used a regular grip, regular clamp, where I grab a hold of the wrist like so. I've learned over the years that actually using a monkey grip, meaning no thumb, works a lot better. It actually gives me more rotation on my more rotation on my Kimura, especially when I'm going for my finish. So when you do this, make sure you're monkey gripping with both hands, meaning no thumbs. So from here, I have my partner's hand out to the side. Now, if she tries to keep her head in my way as I go for my sit-up here, I'm actually going to be able to get out of her way. So I'm going to unlock my guard, I'm going to come up to the side here, and I find my Kimura. I find my grip. Now, if you guys can see, her head's still in the way, but that doesn't matter anymore because I'm going to be able to rotate my body around. So from here, move to your right. A little bit on my right. So from here, I'm now going to pop my back to the mat, but I'm going to bring my back over here. At the same time, this leg is going to swing over her back. So I go here and here. Now I can go for my finish. I pinch the elbow into the chest, and now I'm going to rotate her arm. Remember, I want to keep everything nice and snug here, so I want to turn from my waist. If I go like this with my arms, if you guys can see, I have a lot of range of motion here. But if I keep everything nice and snug and tight, and instead of rotating with my arms, I actually rotate with my abdomen, she's going to get a lot tighter sweep, a lot tighter, and she actually taps a lot faster. So let's see the difference between that one more time. So from here, I'm just, right? Lots of space, lots of movement. I suppose if I kept going this way, I could get her to tap, but there's a lot of movement here. But watch, if I keep everything tight here, and now I'm just rotating at my waist, I'm turning to look over my shoulder. So from here, I'm turning to look over my shoulder, and I get my tap. So there's a lot of difference between the ways you can finish it. There's a lot of different thoughts on the way you can finish it. For me, that's worked best for me, keeping everything nice and tight, and then rotating at my waist and turning over. So that is your first movement, the Kimura. Go ahead, let's get a shot here. Which side do you want to go, right side or left side?
Probably same side to it.
So from the seated position, my hands are on my partner's hips here. I'm trying to keep my posture up. Chelsea comes, sits up. She lifts up, doesn't pull forward first. She lifts up, and now she pulls forward. Oh, very good. From here now, she's going to swim her bottom hand, or excuse me, swim her right hand over it. Could you not crush my ear? Thank you. Swim my, it's okay, you're folding it forward. It's starting to hurt. You're swimming your right hand into my wrist. Swimming it into the wrist. And now you're going to push down. Push it. So from here, this way. Here.
Okay.
And now, don't pull, because that's not, you try to pull my hand out from right there, you don't have the grip to do it. You're going to push down and away. So, monkey grip, push down and away. There you go, perfect. Now, from here, you're going to sit up, scoot out to the side just a little bit, scoot this way. Rotate your body this way, there you go. Now you're going to sit up, bring this arm over the top and into this hole. Perfect. Monkey grip, 2 hands. Good. From here, you're going to bring your back to where you're going to bring your back over to here. This leg is going to swing over my back here. Perfect. Keeping the elbow nice and tight. There you go. You're going to turn at your waist and look over your shoulder. Keep going. Almost there. Perfect. So that's the basic idea of how to do that. So we're going to try that again. There you go. Good. Yep. Push down and out. There you go.
It just doesn't feel tight, so it's very strange.
Okay, hold on. So there's a lot of motion there. So keep the elbow pinned. Bend my arm. Keep it tight. There you go.
So your elbow on my chest and then your wrist more towards my hip?
Yes.
Okay.
Now you're going to turn your waist. There it is. Much better. Good. So when you do this, you should be turning this way. So that's the Kimura. Next one we're going to do is going to be the, let's go with the sit-up sweep. So, we're going to go towards the mirror here. All right, so the sit-up sweep. This is very similar. The sit-up sweep is going to be very similar setup that we would for the scissor sweep. So if you guys remember when we did the scissor sweep, I sat up, I lifted up, and then pulled forward here. And now from here, as my partner started to sit up, I reached down, I found the sleeve, and I found the lapel here. Then from here, as she postures up, I'm sitting and setting this up. So the idea is going to be this is similar in the respect that I'm allowing her to sit up at the same time I'm actually setting up my sweep while she's sitting up. So remember, it's important that when I'm doing this is that I want to control my partner's their movement speed. I just don't want them to get ahead of me. If she gets ahead of me and I start to open up my guard, she may initiate a pass. So when you do your sit-up sweep, you have to do this. You have to open up your guard. It's the only way that gives you the proper momentum to get someone actually over. Typically, go ahead and posture up for me. So typically here, a lot of times when people do this sit-up sweep is they unlock their guard, which is what you're supposed to do. But I've seen people try to do it from here. And when I go to sit up and sit through, I can't quite generate that force that I need. When you do this, it should feel like on your partner when you're sitting up that there's actually like impact. Like my hips are impacting her abdomen. So from here, I sit up, I pull forward, up and forward. From here, she starts to sit away. So remember, I'm allowing her to come up, but I'm controlling the motion. Go ahead. I'm controlling the motion until I'm ready. From right here, I open up my guard. Hand comes down. I'm going to bring my opposite side up, and I need to bring my hips. You got to scoot this way. I'm going to bring my hips up into my partner. So from here, I come up onto my palm, and now I'm going to impact my hips and sit over. Impact and sit. So like I said, when you do this, your partner, it should feel like an impact. The hips are impacting your abdomen. So again, from here, I sit up, pulling my partner forward. Remember, up and over, up and over. From here, she starts to posture up. As she's posturing up, I'm preparing myself for my sweep. I know where I have to go. This outside hand is going to come over her shoulder. This inside hand is going to come to the mat, and I immediately need to get up to my palm when my feet unlock here. So as she's coming up, I go here, here, here. Now I'm already impacting her with my hips. I impact, and I pull my partner over. From here, chest low, arms wide. You want to do the same side again? Don't pull straight forward. You gotta go up first. There you go. There you go. Good. Good. There you go. Good. Very nice. Good. Excellent. Very nice. So that's your that's the Kimura and the sit-up sweep, and then our last one is going to be our guillotine here. So the guillotine is an interesting option because basically if I break her down and I'm able to get my arm over the top of her head, meaning I got to go opposite side, if I'm able to get my arm over, I'm more or less going to be able to set up my guillotine, and I'll show you what I'm talking about here. So from here, guard close, I sit up, pulling up on the head and then pulling my partner forward. From here, if I can swim my hand over, meaning if I can swim my hand over the top of her head, and now I can just start wrapping my hand around. From here, I can make my way where my hand comes underneath. So a friend of mine who's a black belt, who's very good at front headlocks and guillotines, says make a fist, grab a fist. And I really like that because it makes a lot of sense. It's very easy to remember. Make a fist, grab a fist. So my hand that's underneath, I make a fist. My other hand comes through and I grab a fist. Here, I come over, around, make a fist, grab a fist. So from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend my legs away, and I'm going to bring my my wrists up to my chin. I'm just trying to pull my wrists up to my chin. So from here, I'm extending my legs away, and I'm pulling my wrists up at the same time, and I get my tap. What you should be using. What you should be using is this part of your wrist should be right up underneath into her into the front of her throat here. For men, it's an Adam's apple. For women, it's just the front of the throat here. All I'm trying to do is put that part of my wrist right up into their throat, and I'm pulling it up. So the name guillotine is like I'm trying to remove her head from her body. Same shot.
Do I unlock my guard here?
You don't have to.
Okay.
Hold on a second.
I feel like it's not right.
You're not doing it right. So from here, you're going to come over. Now your hand is going to come. You're going to go like this. Bring your hand around.
Oh, swing this way.
There it is. That's it.
Make a fist, grab a fist.
So come back down on your back. So do it from right here. Hands on my head. There you go. Good. There you go. Good. Keep your feet closed.
Oh, keep them closed.
Yep. Extend your legs away, lift up. So you're extending your legs away, lifting my head up. Perfect. Very nice. What time is it?
5:21.
Perfect. Awesome. Very nice. So that's my take on that basic combination. It's all the same, and actually, what we've been doing since last Friday has been the same exact thing. We've been breaking our partner's posture down, and then we've been attacking from within there. And that three-way combination, the sit-up sweep, Kimura, and guillotine, is a very common combination. If you guys have any questions about anything, please feel free to contact us via Facebook, email, or Facebook, or text message, or whatever, and I'll be happy to help you in any way that we can.
Awesome. Thank you guys for joining us. Please follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We're at Heart and Soul BJJ. The link to our Discord chat is in the description. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to our channel. And if you guys can't make it to the live stream, but you still want to review the techniques or even review the yoga classes, they are all posted and available for you guys to go back and watch at your leisure.
Awesome. Thank you guys very much for joining us today. Let's call it. Oos. Very nice job.